The Bachelor. Only this time, thank you, we're dealing with the Bachelorette, the girl Hannah. Well, our friend Kelly Ripa does not like the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. She's talked about that all the time on She and Ryan. So earlier this week, Ryan announced to the audience that the Bachelorette Hannah would be on the show on Thursday, meaning yesterday. Well, here was Kelly's response.
You know how I feel about the show? It disgusts me. And I thought that I was disgusted because I couldn't stand the idea of 25 exceptional women fighting over one ordinary fella, in my opinion.
Right.
You know how I feel, ladies? We are too special to be arguing over a guy.
So this is not a new opinion of Kelly's, and like she says, why are we arguing over one guy? Well, you know what? It's just entertainment. You know, at the end, it's not that serious. I mean, in jumps the fight with the host of The Bachelor and the Bachelor creator. They didn't like what Kelly said, and they let it be known. Now, you know, Chris Harrison, he's the host, and he posted, "Look out, Bachelor Nation, Kelly Ripa is coming after you and your disgusting Monday night habit." Now, I'm thinking as the host, like, Chris should just stay out of it and be happy he's hosting a hit show. You know? And I'm not a fan of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette either, precisely for that reason. It's like I'm not a fan of beauty pageants. You know, it's just like so stupid, women parading themselves around. It depends on who you are, you know, what you want to do with your life. But for me, it's degrading. You know, but I know that these days, those women on those shows, and the men too, are building something. They're using the show to become social media stars, to build platforms to rule the world. You know? While I don't care for beauty pageants and shows like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette where people do that, these days, the contestants, I believe, are a little bit smarter and they end up, well, doing anything that they want. They use us for the ratings, and then they end up going on, and the laugh is on us because we fall for it and get all involved like it's supposed to be real. Ripa, it's entertainment. So the show's creator is Mike Fleiss, and he got into it too. Oh. I'm thinking, you know, much like Chris Harrison, you know, the show's creator's position is a little too lofty to be getting involved in a fight about their hit show. Anyway, so this guy, the creator, he posted, "Easy, Kelly Ripa. The Bachelor franchise pays your salary." Oh. Right? He jumped in nasty. Well, if memory serves me, Kelly Ripa has been at ABC, Kelly and Regis and Ryan, longer than The Bachelor's been on. She jumped into an already successful show. She continued to keep it an already successful show. So if anybody's paying anybody's salary, I'm just saying. So then Ellen Pompeo, who is paying Ripa's salary, like if you, and I'm using that as a joke, but I'm just saying, if you want to go in the pecking order of who's the big cheese on TV, and she happens to be on ABC on Grey's Anatomy, the highest paid woman in primetime TV now. This one, like you don't even think about it. But when you also think about Grey's Anatomy, it's a big show, it's been on for a long time. But this right here is the queen. So she jumps in defending Ripa, right? She says, "Your show does not pay Kelly Ripa's salary." And she goes on to say a whole lot, and at the end she does a hashtag of Bachelor So White. Where did race come into this? You know, Pompeo's married to a black guy, they got black kids and stuff. Anyway, you know, I like that she stuck up for the sisterhood. You know, I do. But, So you might be saying to yourself, so how did Hannah's visit turn out? And some people in our Hot Topics meeting before the show were saying, well, maybe Hannah's people should have tried to talk Hannah out of it. You know, the Bachelorette show would, maybe she can just go on The View and, you know, other shows on ABC or other, you know, shows to promote it. Would they be missing a lot if she didn't go on Ryan and Kelly? Probably not. It's already a hit show. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then if I were Hannah, I would definitely want to go on it. I mean, Hannah knows how to hold her own. She's, you know, like a catty girl from what I've seen on it. You know, a little toughness to her in a mean-spirited way. She comes from the beauty pageant world, but she's clearly no dummy. So Hannah, if I were her, I would say to my people, you know, publicists and stuff who try to tell me, we're not gonna have you on the show. We don't need that kind of action. Go on something kinder like Good Morning America or whatever. Which she's probably doing that too. She's probably in the city going every place except for here, and who cares? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't watch the show, and it's kind of hard, you know, to, anyway, I don't care. I'd rather have all Hot Topics and Ask Wendy with my co-host. Anyway, so here's how it went yesterday on the show. Kelly actually stayed there with Ryan, which Kelly, if you didn't like it, you really didn't even have to pay this girl no mind. You know, why give her a breath? You do this simply. Ryan, you handle the interview. I'm going to the back to have another coffee. That's the great thing about having two people. Then again, Kelly Ripa's power is as such, in my opinion, at the Kelly and Ryan show, see how her name comes first, that she could tell the show booking department, I don't want this guest. You know, I don't want this guest, I don't relate to this guest, or this guest doesn't relate to my people, or whatever. I mean, I've rejected people that I don't want on our show because I'm just like, no. And then, or I'll be on the fence, I'll say, no, convince me why. And if they're good at convincing, you know, they're pretty good at convincing around here, but if they're, they are, I must admit, my producers are really good with that. But you know, I say, Noah, let's do another segment of Ask Wendy. People like that too. You know, to fill in, the show. Anyway, but, so Kelly stayed and Hannah came and Ryan sat there and here's how it was handled.
I don't believe in it. I think it's, you know, weird and sets us back.
Like you, I didn't really follow the show, wasn't a big fan, but being a part of the show is not women fighting against each other. Really, some of my best friends came from the show and were really supportive. And, you know, when you have a group of 30 people together, there's going to be people who don't like each other. That's just simple, the facts. But ultimately, it was one of the most empowering things I ever have done because I had to push myself and grow as an individual, and I did. And I think that's why I decided that I wanted to be the Bachelorette.
I think that Hannah did a really good job. You know, she held her own. She did a very good job defending her position. Ryan stayed quiet. And Kelly, she went toe-to-toe, kind of, sort of, with you. And Gelman was probably over on the side saying, this is ratings gold. So congratulations to Ryan and Kelly. Speaking of Grey's Anatomy, because, you know, I told you about Pompeo in that story, Jesse Williams, you know, the guy that it seems as though gets the no face every time we talk about him, only because he's speaking out about the divorce. His ex-wife is speaking out about the divorce that they're having. And it's really horrible, you guys. I'll backtrack the story and then I'll give you the update. So Aaron and Jesse have been together for 13 years. They dated. They've got 2 beautiful kids. One is 3 and one is 5. And she worked her job. I forgot what she did, but it was something good, like a career. What?
Real estate broker.
Real estate broker. You know, I don't know what kind of houses she was selling. All I know is that she was a career girl and he was a fledgling person wanting to be an actor. So she did all the working while he wasn't able to work, because anybody who knows about acting, the best time that you have, well, the best chance that you have for getting a job sometimes is if acting job is if you don't have any other job. That way you're always available for your auditions and stuff. So he wasn't working and she was the one working, supporting his dream before they moved out to LA. Well, they move out to LA and then he becomes a big shot on Grey's Anatomy. Now, I don't know if all of a sudden he got new on her, but you see where I'm going with this? So he filed divorce from her 2 years ago. Erin says she didn't see it coming. So they're currently still in the middle of a custody battle over their 2 young children. Remember, I said 3 and 5. 3 and 5. I mean, you know, I don't know what the cause was for the divorce, but if you're like me, the first thing you go to is, He's the star, he's one of the stars, along with Pompeo on Grey's Anatomy. His character's not one of those characters that you can just write off. I mean, I know everybody's replaceable, but he's an important character on this show and lovable. But in real life, he's like turning Erin inside out. Erin said that when she talked to, Working Women's...
Oh, yeah, People Magazine.
Oh, she talked to People Magazine. And she said that she's having a hard day. Oh, excuse me, when she's having a hard day, today might be one of those days, I don't know. She feels as though it's okay for her kids to see her cry. Now, when last we talked about her regarding crying and being very sad about the whole Jesse thing, I was telling you that her girlfriends are even sick and tired of her coming around because, you know, it's always about the divorce and he's no good and, you know, she's crying and she brings the whole group of girls down and, you know, nobody wants to be around her. And they were like, look, you know, save that for your own time. I mean, you can do it a little bit, but if you do it too much, then, you know, you're like a Debbie Downer to your girl group. So the girls had to talk to her about it. So now she's talking to us about it through People Magazine, and she says that, you know, she says when she's having a bad day, it's okay for her kids to see her cry. I think that at 3 and 5, this is me personally speaking, and you know I'm the queen of all cry. But, but I think that those children are too young to process why mom is crying. And I think even when your children are teenagers, they think they know it all when they're 15 and 17 years old and everything, but even they're too young to process why mom is crying or dad is crying, but we're talking about mom now, why mom is crying, and it makes them feel unsafe. You know, even the 17-year-olds, even, you know, 18-year-olds, it makes them feel unsafe. I think that that's where parents need to suck it up and go in the other room and cry your heart out. And, you know, you put the fan on so there's extra noise with the fan, and you have your Visine to clear out your eyes. But you don't let them, I mean, they can see you cry once or twice and you say you stubbed your toe or something like that. But, you know, and I know some of you are looking at me and saying, well, kids need to know emotion and everything like that. Emotion is one thing, but feeling safe is another, you know. You know, I save my crying for when I catch feelings with you, or I cry by myself and stuff, but I don't do that in front of the boy. You know, believe it or not, I hold it. I don't do it in front of the boy. I am like a soldier. But, you know, I mean, even when I don't want to be, you know, you have to be a soldier, because I'm like, it's me and him against the world, and if there's no me, then what the heck? And also, like, if your kids, like, go to boarding school or they're in college and they're not there with you all the time, they get worried. Like, you know, when summer's over, he's gonna be going back to school. He's gotta leave mom here in New York as a soldier. That's all I'm saying, Erin. I think you need to suck it up, Buttercup. Okay? You need to get it together. Stop crying for your kids. And that goes for people who let themselves go, too. You know, you're crying and you feel frumpy and you're not doing your hair and you're not doing your makeup and you're blaming it on, you know, dad, and you look a mess. The kids are looking at you. They're not feeling safe. That's all. I go in and out of watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know what I mean? But I like all the girls on there. It's just that I don't watch it, you know, sitting and staring at the TV. But Lisa Vanderpump, they say, might not be returning to the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Reportedly, she wants to quit, but she doesn't want to let the other girls win. We've all been in that position before. You know, there's something you want to quit, but you can't let them win. So you stick it out or whatever. But you know, when you're in a situation like that, you've got to look at the pros and the cons. Now, the main storyline this whole season has been all the ladies against Lisa, because Lisa gave a negative story, you know, the dog story, about Dorit to the tabloids. Well, Lisa has reportedly denied she never gave the story about the dog. I think, what was it, the dog poops around the house?
That the dog bit the kids and
yes.
the husband.
Yes, bit the kids and the husband. Anyway, even this is what it's come to, you all. This is what it's come to. So it's all the girls versus Lisa Vanderpump. So Lisa is so adamant that she did not give a story to the tabloids talking about Dorit and the dog bites, that she sat down with a lie detector test, and we'll see that on next week's episode. I'm more distracted by her tiny waist when they tie it up. And I'm trying to count is that one ring on her finger, or is that a bunch of rings that she just stacks? I love Vanderpump, but quite frankly, I think she should quit. And I'm gonna tell you why. You know, I love her because she wins, girls. All you bitches need. And I mean that in a loving way. You know, I love Rinna, and I love Charlie Sheen's ex. I like these girls, but all you need, about Housewives of Beverly Hills, Vanderpump doesn't need you. Look, Vanderpump's got like a spin-off show from the Beverly Hills and spin-offs of the spin-offs. Vanderpump has got it going. Vanderpump is gorgeous. Vanderpump has got a sick body. And you could say it's fake or real or whatever. You could squint and say, well, maybe she's not gorgeous. Yes, she is. You're a hater. Vanderpump has a husband that will chew on her thong all night long. He loves her so much. I don't really picture them having sex, though. Do you know what I'm saying? But I mean that in a way that that man loves her. And she's rich beyond belief, even when she stepped on to Housewives, and she hasn't lost her money, unlike rumored Karen, who's going to be here. We'll talk to her a little bit later on in the show. You know. I don't know where that came from. Karen, look, I know that you're watching in your dressing room right now. Security, lock the doors, don't let her leave. Karen, I just mean, you know it was me who invited you here, and the co-hosts know that I think that you are my favorite of all of them, and I love Potomac. But Karen, as the grande dame, did you move out of your mansion in the middle of the night because you all don't have money? Well, do you watch Potomac? Yeah. Okay. Right. So she accepted my invitation to come on the show, and I plan to get to the bottom of it in a very nice, civilized way. Would you please back me up with this? Oh, Karen. Oh, Karen. I'll see you when you get out here, but back to Pump, right? This week on the show, Lisa told Camille, who is not an official housewife, look, Camille needs the show so much she came back. And they didn't even give her a peach. They told her you could be a diamond. They told her you could be, a friend of, right? Camille Grammer. Anyway, so Camille is getting married. And Lisa and Camille are very, very thick as thieves. But Lisa told Camille that she can't come to her wedding because of the feud with the other girls. All right, take a look.
If you were to come to my wedding, which you know I would love for you to be there, I would want you to feel comfortable within the
I was the one that encouraged you to get married.
I know, Lisa, so of course I want you there. So, will you come?
I've always really cared about you, you know that? And I can't make the wedding.
As much as I want to see Camille get married, I'm not going to put myself in that situation with them all against me. Let the real bitches of Beverly Hills go on their own.
You know, this is a destination wedding. It's going to be in Hawaii. Bravo's going to foot the bill. How fabulous. But you know what? If I was Pump, I wouldn't go either. And it would have nothing, and I would quit the show. And it would have nothing to do with that the other girls win. It's that I'm winning. For God's sakes, I have swans on my front lawn. I have couture horses running around. You don't see horses like that at the Kentucky Derby. She has these little tiny couture horses running around. She's got money on top of have you ever seen the, her indoor pool area? I mean, look, she's winning. And if I were her, I would quit. Clap if she needs to stay to show them. Well, the court has spoken. So if you quit, Pump, nobody's gonna think you're scared of them. And you other girls, if she quits, I gotta say, there's no show. You all get along so swimmingly, you better start something, because Pump is about to quit, according to the Wendy show. And we've got more great of this show coming up from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Karen Huger is here. So grab a snack and come on!